In this video, I'm going to explain the 4 different sides of the Pokemon hobby because this is kind of a crazy place. And I was doing a live stream a couple weeks ago and someone came in and said, "Hey, I'm new here. Where do I get started?" And I was like, "Hey, you got to figure out where you fall here. What kind of stuff do you like to do?" And so if you're new to the Pokemon space, hopefully this is going to be insightful for you. But if this is your first time here at my channel, my name is TJ. I run a Pokemon card business and this channel called PokePastor TCG because I'm a pastor full-time. That's what I do for work. And then in the evenings, I have this part-time Pokemon card business where I buy and sell lots of Pokemon cards. If you're interested in the cards that I have for sale, there's a link down below. But I kind of started this because I was passionate about Pokemon cards and all of a sudden kind of fell into having this business here. And then I make YouTube content here helping people get their stores off the ground or giving business tips and tricks because I love hanging out in the Pokemon business space. But that's just one, the business space is just one of the 4 areas of the hobby. And so I'm going to talk about those as well. But in this video, I'm giving away, as I do giveaways here too, this Rainbow Charizard from Brilliant Stars. Love this card, really, really cool. But yeah, I am giving this one away for the video. So to get entered into the giveaway, if you want this Rainbow Zard, all you have to do is like the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment down below. That all really helps the channel. And then about a week from today, I will announce the winners in a future video. But if you want this Rainbow Zard to be yours, that's what you have to do. So without further ado, let's hop in and talk about the Pokemon card space. And I guess the first area, the first side of the hobby I want to talk about is the collecting side, because I think when people think about Pokemon cards, that's where they typically start. That's where their brain typically goes, is people collecting cards. People who, rip open packs and see what's in the packs, and they're like, "Oh, like this is a cool piece of cardboard. I'm going to put this in a binder. I'm going to put this in a top loader. I'm going to put this somewhere so that I can have a collection." And that's what it's about for people who are collectors, is they collect the things that they like. And there are all sorts of different collectors, right? You can find people who like collecting cards of certain Pokemon, right? They might be a fan of Charizard, right? That's like the Pokemon fan favorite. I'm not like a huge Charizard fan. I mean, this card's pretty cool, but like Charizard, there's a lot of hype around Charizard. I like some other Pokemon, but maybe you're like a massive Eevee fan. You want to have all the Eevee cards or all the Evolution cards. That's a pretty common one too. Or maybe something more obscure, like you love Bellsprout. You want every Bellsprout card ever created, which that sounds a little, maybe that sounds a little weird, but there are people who are specific collectors for every single Pokemon. Someone is a super fan that wants to have all those cards. Or maybe people want to do what's called like master set hunting, where every time a new set comes out, which the most recent set at this point is Black Bolt and White Flare, there are people who like collecting every card from every set, right? So someone wants to put together a master set, which has every card, every uncommon, every holo, reverse holo, and then some people do that for every set, which if that's you, you got some deep pockets, man, because that sounds expensive. But maybe some people do it for only the sets that they like, right? The sets that they're, super pumped about. I think at one point I bought and sold a few 151 master sets, so those are cool, but 151 is a set that came out recently. That's just kind of wild. But for the collector, they're usually aware of the monetary value of each card, but that's not like the main thing. The main thing for them is collecting, is having something that's theirs, a shiny piece of cardboard that's theirs that means something to them. Where oftentimes collectors have a hard time selling some of their collection because they don't really want to sell it. They want to collect it. They want to have it. They want to, like Gollum in Lord of the Rings, right? It's they're precious. Like they just want to hold on to it. It's really special to them. And sometimes they will sell some of their cards because, they're less special, so that they can buy and continue to collect things that are more special. So that is the collecting space. But really, collecting is kind of secondary to the original intention for the game. The original thing was that it was going to be a trading card game, right, for people to play. And so this is the second side of the hobby I want to talk about, is the actual TCG side, like playing the game. So this is going to be a shock to some of you who never hang out in this space, but people, lots of people play the Pokemon card trading game, and it's really fun. Like I've played it a bunch. Gosh, I've played the crap out of it. I play it on my phone, Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. I've gone to a tournament before. This is actually, I'm wearing the shirt for this video. This is the Charlotte Regional shirt from 2 years ago or something. I went, my family made like a family vacation out of it, and I went and I got absolutely cooked in a tournament. So that was great, but it was a super fun experience. But you don't have to go to like a big regional tournament where there's thousands of competitors. You can just go play at your local card shop, or there's probably a card shop close to you that has like a Pokemon League night, or maybe on the weekends they have like challenges, cups. And when you do that, you just get to show up. You get to bring a deck that you've built. And the cool thing about the trading card game is it's not like Magic where decks are super expensive. You can buy a super competitive deck for probably 50, 60 bucks, maybe less, which I know other card games that's not the case. Like building decks is more expensive. So it's pretty accessible. I would say out of these four sides of the hobby, the trading card game is probably the most easily accessible. Like you just build a deck and you can show up and start playing. And even the cost to play in some of these like league nights or challenges is like relatively low. Maybe you pay 10 bucks and that, gets your, you get to play, and then also you get like a couple packs. So right now, sometimes packs are $10. So it's a great time to get those prize packs for playing right now. But you get to meet people doing that too. You get to hang out with other people. You get to start to build relationships with people in the community. And anytime I went to a local, which admittedly I haven't been to a ton, I've always met some really cool people, and it's been great just to hear people's stories and to get to play cards with them and sit across the table and hopefully get some wins. And I'm competitive, so I like that. And so if you're not competitive, maybe it's a little bit more of a stretch, but I would still encourage you, like if you're like, hey, I'm new here, what do I do? Like try playing the game. It's super fun. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. But it is, like I said, the most accessible place of the hobby, or the most accessible side of the hobby is playing the game. And so I, again, cannot encourage you enough to just download Pokemon Trading Card Game Live, play the game. If you want to, build a deck, go do locals. I bet you'll have fun. So that's the second side. The third side, this is where we get into the more like sweaty sides of the hobby. And it's funny because I was just talking about playing. A lot of people would say that the people who are really hardcore into like the trading card game playing it are sweaty, and that's true. But these are like the real, this is where, the two previous parts, collecting and playing the game, don't really care that much about the monetary value. The next two portions of the hobby spend a lot of time thinking about the monetary value of the cards. And so the third side of the hobby is investing. So this is relatively newer, or it's been around for a while, but newer to like a mainstream portion of the audience. And these are people who probably have some level of passion for the trading cards, right? They like the art, they like opening up packs, but they also understand that sealed product has a tremendous amount of long-term investability because, it's relatively simple. Pokemon prints a finite number of these booster boxes of this, these sealed packs. Every day, more and more packs get opened, which makes the sealed product more and more scarce as time goes on. And so in theory, or not even in theory, in practice, over time, over long periods of time, sealed product goes up. And this is how some people interact with the hobby, is it allows them to pay attention to the price of certain sets and certain sealed product, and they acquire some here and there. And instead of investing in traditional like S&P 500 stocks, they will take a decent portion of their financial portfolio and put it into sealed Pokemon product, put it on the other side of the basement. And if it sounds crazy to you, it's like, wait, no one actually does that, right? People do it, and people have done quite well. There are some boxes that people have bought just a few years ago for $300, $400, sometimes $200, and those boxes are now well over $2,000 now, which I guess if you invested in Bitcoin, it's relatively similar, but outside of that, like traditional S&P 500 stuff, you're likely not seeing gains like that. Risky for sure, and philosophically, sometimes people have a hard time swallowing that pill of like, wow, people are turning this kid's game into an investment, and like, we can have that debate all day, but nonetheless, that is a side of the hobby, is the investing space. And then the space that I spend most of my time in, and that I'm most passionate about at this point, is the business space, is being able to provide a service and receive compensation for it. And so my business is where I buy collections, I buy cards that people don't want, right? Collectors who have some cards that they want to keep, and then they have a bunch of other cards they want to sell. They sell to me. I buy at like 70-ish% market, and then I sell them at 100% market or over, or for you guys, I sell at 95% market, link down below. And that's how I make my business. And so I've been in this space for about 15, 16 months, and I'm closing in on $300,000 in sales, which is bonkers. But I have loved being in the business side of the hobby because it's a really cool way for me to appreciate cool art like this as it comes in. I do think these cards look awesome. I think it's fantastic. And I love playing the game, and so I'm up on which cards are relevant in the current meta game. And so when I purchase bulk, I'm able to pull valuable playable cards out of the bulk and sell them. And that way I'm kind of feeding the ecosystem for players and whatnot. And then I get to supply collectors like you, if you're a collector, at my store and give people pretty good deals on cards that they might want for their collection. And I get to do that and make some extra side change for my family, right? Like I'm in this space that is now a finished basement because I've been able to make some money from this Pokemon card business. And it's been really cool to be in this business space, to learn this, to operate in this area and make YouTube content helping other people who aspire to have Pokemon card businesses, specifically on TCG Player, which is the platform that I sell on. And so that's kind of the fourth space. And so again, in recap, I would say the Pokemon card hobby, if you're new here, is broken down into four places: collecting, playing, like the trading card game, investing, and the business space. And here is my, I don't want to get preachy, but here's my oftentimes you might see some of these spaces clash, and some people try to be like, hey, like you're not really enjoying the hobby, or what you're doing isn't okay, or like, why do you do that? And I think and what was it? What's the Will Ferrell movie where they're playing basketball? Semi-pro, right? And he's just like Jackie Moon, just screaming like, everybody love everybody. Like, I wish that would happen, right? Like if you spend a lot of your time in the investment space and you could care less about the trading card game, like that's fine. But like, you don't need to look at your way that you enjoy the hobby as superior to the other people. Or if you're like a pure collector, like you just like, hey, I don't care what the value is, like I just like the shiny cardboard, I just like the art, I think it's cool. And you see someone who has a business or is in the investing space, like it's really easy to like look down your nose at them and be like, you guys are ruining this hobby and taking all the, like, I think all of that's lame. I think it's okay for people to exist in this big hobby, which is incredibly strong and has been going on for, coming up on 30 years now. It's okay to exist in multiple, different areas of this hobby and not enjoy it the same way that someone else does, right? You might think all these cool and shiny cards are really, really awesome. Someone who plays the trading card game, they play with like the base rarity of the cards unless they want to like bling out their deck. They could care less about the value of the cards. They just want, to build all of the competitive meta decks so that they can make the right call going into a tournament, so they don't end up, going 2-2-2 at Charlotte like I did, right? I hope this helps. I hope this is like a good broad like breakdown of the Pokemon card hobby. And again, if you are looking to pick up singles, my inventory isn't super large right now, but you can check out that stuff down below. And yeah, if you enjoy the content, I'd love for you guys to subscribe and hang out, because I make content and post videos pretty much every day, usually 5 or 6 times a week. And then again, just a reminder, I'm giving away this Charizard. So if you want to be entered in that giveaway, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like down below, and leave a comment. So that's what I got for this one. I say this at the end of all of my videos because I am first and foremost a pastor. I believe that Jesus loves you, that he's got an incredible plan for your life. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.